sun through this thing.
Huh?
I can look at the sun through this.
Yeah. Go back just a bit, just a hair.
We want to thank the Bureau of Cultural Affairs for their support in this project. The funding was made available by them, and particularly Barbara Bowser, who we found could move mountains when we tried to get the 14,000-pound rock from DeKalb County into Woodruff Park, and we really appreciate that very much. I now want to give, where'd the mayor go? Want to give the piece to the mayor and to the city of Atlanta. This will be a permanent piece. It will move to Piedmont Park for the festival and eventually to Atlanta University. And I want to give the piece to the mayor and also a commemorative t-shirt for himself and for Mrs. Young. Here's your new shirt. And this I think it's backwards. But those are the shirts. Don't stand there, you'll stick to the floor.
Well, thank you very much. This is really an example of our city working together, not only to improve the domestic quality of life, but also to continue our involvement as a city in symbolizing the quest for freedom, equality, and human dignity worldwide. And I think it's quite appropriate that this piece honoring Nelson Mandela and the struggle for freedom and independence in South Africa be one of the first pieces commissioned by the Arts Festival, that it resides here in Piedmont Park, in Central City Park, Woodruff Park, then moves on to Piedmont Park and finally to Atlanta University. I'd also like to ask the council members who are present if they would come forward with me to help receive this. I see Councilman Bill Campbell, Councilman Jim Maddox, Councilman Morris Finley. And one of the things that I have hoped for in this city is that we would see an emergence of our own art, our own culture, shall we say, and that out of the experience of our growth, of our working together, of our struggles and confrontations, that there will emerge a truly Atlanta art, both in sculpture and in painting, in photography, in drama and music. And I think our Department of Cultural Affairs is moving us right along in that direction. And I'd now like to ask a young woman who is a resident of this city and who's also a resident of, born and raised in South Africa, whose father was the first South African Nobel Prize winner in the 1960s, Chief Albert Luthuli. I'd like to ask Ms. Tandi Gcabashe if she would come forward and say a word from Atlanta and South Africa.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Andy Young, the councilman. I'm privileged to be here to receive this honor on behalf of Nelson, Winnie, the Mandela family, and the people of South Africa. The sculpture is a living expression of your support for and solidarity with our struggle in South Africa. If we are to conduct the struggle in a noble and responsible manner, We must emulate the character of the man we are honoring today, Nelson's character. Nelson's character is best represented by the title of the book, dedicated to his speeches and writings. The struggle is my life. I will continue fighting to the end of my life. This is the character of the man that I'm asking all of us to emulate. These statements demonstrate that Nelson Mandela takes strong, principled positions on issues of freedom in South Africa and will not compromise, not even if it means denying his own freedom. My people, I charge you here today that to free South Africa will require of all of us full commitment, uncompromised positions, because we are dealing with a regime that is very entrenched in its own principles. Thank you.
This has been a most successful joint venture with the Bureau of Cultural Affairs and the Arts Festival of Atlanta. I'm delighted to announce that the piece will be put on long-term exhibition at Atlanta University. It will be at the Robert Woodruff Library. Dr. Guy Craft is the director, and we hope that everyone will go out and enjoy this piece at Atlanta University. So spread the word, soon to be moved to Atlanta University. Thanks for joining us today.
One lady like this, like that. So, you